Good morning, everybody. We'll call to order our regular meeting of the Mason County Board of Commissioners for December 10th, 2019. Begin with our Pledge of Allegiance and ask Dave Linden to please lead us.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Moving on to item number 3, if the clerk will please take roll.
Commissioner District 1, Randy Netherland.
I'm here.
Commissioner District 2, Kevin Schutte.
Here.
Commissioner District 3, Sharon Trask.
I'm here.
Okay, thank you. Moving on to item number 4, correspondence and organizational business. Item 4.1, if the clerk would please report the correspondence.
Mason County Fire District Number 4 sent in a 2020 levy. Seattle Shellfish sent in a letter to inform the board of a stop work order issued by the U.S. Army Corps. State of Washington Department of Health sent in an administrative order reclassifying a portion of the Hood Canal 6 commercial shellfish growing area near Big Bend Creek. The Bureau of Indian Affairs sent a letter stating that the Squaxin tribe has applied to put real property in trust. And the City of Shelton sent in their levy for calendar year 2020.
Very good, thank you. Moving on to item 4.2, we have a news release, Mason County Heritage Grant Cycle, and ask staff to come forward to read the release.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
The Mason County Commissioners and the Mason County Historic Preservation Commission are pleased to announce that applications are being accepted for the 2020 annual Mason County Heritage Grant Cycle. On behalf of the Board of County Commissioners, the Mason County Historic Preservation Commission administers the Mason County Heritage Grant Program to assist projects that promote the public's access to county history. The program is funded with a portion of document recording fees collected by the Mason County Auditor. The allocation of these funds, of these fees for projects that promote historical preservation or historic programs, which may include preservation of historic documents, is authorized under RCW 3622-170. The revenues accrue to a dedicated fund and may not be used for any purpose other than those stipulated in the statute. Grants in amounts up to $500 may be awarded to qualified organizations for professional development, public education, small capital projects, collections management, heritage investigations, and historic preservation. This is a reimbursement grant. It is very important that organizations considering applications for this grant read the grant guidelines and other details on the Mason County website. Grant applications are available on the Mason County website. Proposals can be mailed to the Mason County Historic Preservation Commission, 615 West Alder Street, Shelton, Washington. Applications may also be hand-delivered to 615 West Alder Street, Shelton, Washington. All applications need to be received no later than 12 p.m. on January 17th, 2020.
Very good, thank you.
Thank you.
Moving on to item 4.3, a news release, free Christmas tree recycling, and ask staff to come forward to read the release.
Good morning.
Good morning.
All right. Free Christmas tree recycling. Mason County announces free Christmas tree recycling available at the following locations starting December 26th to January 12th. Shelton Transfer Station located at 501 East or West Eels Hill Road in Shelton. Business hours Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. to 4:45 p.m. Belfair Solid Waste Drop-Off Facility located at 2001 Northeast Sand Hill Road in Belfair. Business hours are Tuesday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Customers of Mason County Garbage and Recycling Curbside Service can cut up their trees and stick them in their cart as part of their regular pickup. Please note that all trees dropped off for recycling at county facilities must be free of tinsel, decorations, and flocking. Wreaths and garlands will not be accepted for free recycling since these items contain wires and can therefore not be recycled.
Very good, thank you. Item 4.4, news release on the 2020 solid waste rate increases.
I'm just going to stay here for a while.
Yeah.
Per Mason County Resolutions number 61-13, disposal rates at all Mason County transfer and drop box stations will increase by 2.8% beginning January 1st, 2020. As directed by Resolution number 61-13, fees will be increased each year by the amount of the October to October Consumer Price Index, CPIU, for the Olympia metropolitan area. This increase is to cover the annual increase, the cost increase experienced by the county to operate and maintain the Shelton, Hood Sport, Union, and Belfair transfer and drop-off box stations locations.
Okay, thank you. Item 4.4, 2020 water and sewer system rate increases for North Bay, Russellwood, and Beards Cove.
Per Mason County Resolutions number 146-08, number 05-09, and 06-09, all water and sewer rates and fees at the Mason County owned and operated Russellwood, Beards Cove, and North Bay Case Inlet water and sewer systems will increase by 2.4% for the 2020 calendar year. The increase corresponds to the April 2019 Consumer Price Index CPIU for the Bremerton area for the one-year period ending April 2019. This increase applies to all charges associated with the referenced water and sewer utility systems, including monthly service rates, connection, permit fees, and other related charges, as well as covering the annual cost increase experienced by the county for the operation and maintenance of the above referenced water and sewer utility systems. Notice will be mailed out to all Beards Cove, North Bay Case Inlet, and Russellwood utility users because of these changes.
Very good, thank you. Item 4.6, 2020 United Way Day of Caring Free Dump Day.
Yep.
Coffee hasn't kicked in
All right. Some good news too. In partnership with Mason County Public Works and Republic Services, United Way of Mason County will be handing out vouchers for the first Mason County Free Dump Day of 2020. Vouchers will be handed out to 300 Mason County residents on a first-come, first-served basis to be redeemable on May 22nd, 2020 at the Mason County Landfill at 501 East Eels Hill Road, Shelton, Washington. Starting February 3rd, 2020, vouchers will be available Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the United Way of Mason County's office located at 536 West Railroad Avenue, Shelton, Washington. To receive a voucher, you must fill out the required paperwork, have a valid ID, and proof of Mason County address. Vouchers will only cover 1,000 pounds of household garbage. For any questions, please contact United Way of Mason County at 360-426-4999. And for rules and restrictions for household garbage, 360-427-5271. More information regarding the voucher process and items covered and not covered by the voucher is available on the Mason County Utilities and Waste Management Solid Waste homepage.
Excellent, very good, thank you. Item 4.7 is being postponed, so we'll move on to item number 5, open forum for citizen input. It's an opportunity for members of the public to address the commission on items not on today's agenda. If a member of the public would like to address the commission, raise your hand. Chair will recognize you, come forward to the podium, state your name, and make your comment. Any public comment? Any public comment? Okay, seeing none, we'll move on to item number 6, adoption of today's agenda.
Mr. Chair, I move that we adopt the agenda for December 10th, 2019 as written.
I will second.
It's been moved and seconded to adopt the agenda for December 10th as written. Any additional discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor say aye.
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 All opposed, and the motion carries. Moving on to item number 7, approval of minutes. We have November 18th and December 2nd, 2019 briefing minutes.
Mr. Chair, I move for approval of the minutes from November 18th and December 2nd, 2019. Both are briefing minutes.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve November 18th and December 2nd, 2019 briefing minutes. Any additional discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, and the motion carries. Moving on to our action agenda. Commissioners will read through the items on today's action agenda, at which time a commissioner, a member of the public may ask to have an item removed for a separate discussion and vote. Commissioner Trask, if you'd please take items 8.1 through 3. Commissioner Netherland, 8.4 through 7, and I'll take 8.8 through 11.
Great. Item 8.1, approval of the interlocal agreement between Mason County and the Mason County Fire Chief Association for Fire Investigation Services. Item 8.2, approval to set a hearing on December January 7th, 2020 at 9:15 a.m. to consider approving the franchise agreement applications between Mason County and the following water systems: Emerald Lake Community Club Incorporated, Lake Christine Community Club, Lakeland Village Water Company, PUD number 1, Timber Lakes Community Club, Clifton Beach Tracks Co-op Water Association, Camilche Shores Community Association, Paradise Service Association, and Tahuya River Valley Water District. Item 8.3, approval of a resolution establishing load lane limits for traffic control on the following 6 Mason County bridges: Stretch Island Bridge, Hioki Bridge, Gosnell Bridge, or Creek Bridge, Ike Road number 1 Bridge, Ike Bridge, and Carlson Bridge.
Mr. Chair, item number 8.4 reads approval of warrants and treasurer's electronic remittance. Claims Clearing Fund, warrants number 806-8519 through 806-8894. The amount, $383,934.11. Treasurer's electronic remittance for November 2019, $1,171,293.80. Item number 8.5, approval to enter into professional service lump sum consultant agreement with Puget Environmental PLLC for the mitigation of the soil exposure for the selected properties using their cleanup proposal and cost estimate development for the 8 properties whose soil was affected by the Trails End Lake chip sealing incident. Item number 8.6, approval to have the board authorize the payback of 2018 traffic diversion dollars in the amount of $102,425.21 to the county road from non-departmental for the payout of 2 Chevy Tahoes K9 units and 25% buy down of 2 Ford Explorers. Item number 8.7, approval of the resolution adopting 2019 through 2020 Comprehensive Economic Development Strategy, the SEDS, project list as recommended by the Mason County Economic Development Council.
Item 8.8, approval to reappoint Andrew Kinney to the Mason County Parks and Recreation Board to represent District 3 for a 3-year term ending December 31st, 2022. Item 8.9, approval to allow the Information Technology Manager to sign a 5-year pole attachment license agreement with PUD number 3. 8.10, approval for the Mason County Board of Equalization to hear completed and timely filed appeals for the 2019 assessment year. And item 8.11, approval of the following awards for the Rural County Sales and Use Tax Fund .09, $70,040 to the Mason County Economic Development Council in 2020 for business retention, expansion, recruitment projects, and economic development planning as allowed in RCW 82.14.370, and enter into a contract, and $450,000 for years 2020 and 2021 for the Belfair Sewer. Commissioners, having read through all the items on today's action agenda, are there any items you'd like to have removed for a separate discussion and vote? Okay, hearing none. Any members of the public have items they'd like to have removed for a separate discussion and vote? Okay, hearing none, I would entertain a motion.
Mr. Chair, I move for approval of the action agenda as presented, please.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the action agenda as presented. Any additional discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? And the motion carries. Moving on to item number 9, other business. Any department heads or elected officials that would like to address the commission? Okay, seeing none, we'll move on to item number 10.1. We have passed 9:15, so we'll begin 10.1, a public hearing to certify to the county assessor the amount of taxes levied for county purposes and the amount of taxes levied for collection in 2019. This is continued from November 26, 2019, and ask staff to come forward to brief.
Good morning.
Good morning.
This hearing is continued from November 26th, as you stated. And when I talked to the assessor's office last week, they were still waiting on one taxing district, junior taxing district, to turn in their levy request. And so we do not have the levy certifications at this time. So I would like to recommend that the action on the options number 1 not be moved forward. So the move to adopt the resolution certifying to the county assessor the property tax levies for collection in 2020, I'm asking for that to be removed. And for the option number 2, Move to continue the hearing to the December 17th, 2019 commission meeting at 9:15 a.m. to adopt the resolution certifying to the county assessor the property tax levies for collection in 2020. So that would be the recommended action.
Okay. Commissioner Young.
If I can, I'll jump in early and we'll move that one on. Mr. Chairman, I'm going to move that we table this item until December 17th at 9:15 a.m., at which time we'll bring it back for full hearing to allow for citizen comment, questions, and testimony.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded to continue the hearing to December 17th, 2019 at 9:15 a.m. To have a full hearing with the ability for members of the public to ask questions, provide comment and testimony, and then to consider adoption of the resolution certifying to the county assessor the property tax levies for collection in 2020. Any additional discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? And the motion carries. Moving on to item 10.2, public hearing to consider approval of the following budget supplemental appropriations and amendments to the 2019 budget. Budget impacts: $120,267 decrease to current expense fund at 001 ending fund balance, $51,125 decrease to community support services fund 117 ending fund balance, $250,000 decrease to mental health tax fund 164 ending fund balance. Total budget supplemental appropriation requests: general fund $206,483 and other funds $789,700. Total budget amendment requests: general fund $120,267 and other funds $301,125. And ask staff to come forward and brief.
Good morning again. So this public hearing is to consider approval of budget supplemental appropriations and amendments to the 2019 budget. Copies of the resolution number 111-19, the detailed budget requests, are available to members of the audience next to the agenda, and also on our website at www.co.mason.wa.us. The total budget supplemental appropriation requests in the general fund are $206,483, and that is detailed as follows. Emergency management, $64,060 for new grants, and $7,000 in district court, increased UAs ordered by the judge. For the sheriff department, $135,423 for a public disclosure grant and on and off-duty patrol contracts. For the other funds, the supplemental appropriation requests are $789,700, detailed as follows. Personal health fund, $67,200 for authorized additional funding from Housing Authority revenue. For Skokomish flood zone, $410,000 for Mason Conservation District revenue. For the landfill, $312,500 for higher than budgeted solid waste fee revenue and a DOE grant.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Any questions?
Sorry, I'm not done. For budget amendment requests for the general fund, $120,267, and that's detailed as follows. Emergency management, $23,124 for SHSP grant expenditure. The revenue was previously budgeted. For parks, $12,634 for a leaking irrigation system that is causing higher costs of water for this year, and it's on track to be repaired next year in 2020. For the sheriff department, $79,509 for jail control panel maintenance and hardware. For non-departmental, $5,000 in increased codification costs. And budget amendment requests for other funds, $301,125. For community support services, $51,125. And that's for authorized additional funding from Housing Authority. And for mental health tax fund, $250,000, an increase in Thurston County expenditures. And with that, I am finished. Any questions?
Any questions, commissioners? Any questions from the public? Okay, hearing none, we'll move on to public comment. Again, if you'd like to make comment on item 10.2, raise your hand. Chair will recognize you. Come forward and make your comments. Any public comment on 10.2? Okay, hearing no public comment on 10.2, we'll close public comment, move to commissioner deliberation or motion.
Mr. Chair, I'll go ahead and make a motion that we approve the budget supplemental appropriation requests of $206,483 for the general fund, other funds for $789,700. Also, the budget amendment requests of $120,267 to the general fund and other funds for $301,125.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve budget supplemental appropriation requests in the amount of general fund $206,483, and other funds $789,700, and total budget amendment requests to the general fund in the amount of $120,267, and other funds $301,125. Any additional discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? And the motion passes. Item 10.3, a public hearing to consider updating smoking policies found in Mason County Code Title II, Chapter 2 and 9, to include vaping-free areas, and ask staff to come forward and brief.
Morning, Commissioners. Dave Wyndham, Mason County Community Services. So as I was reviewing the packet this morning, I noticed we are missing the ordinance page and the signature page. So I guess I'm looking for guidance. We move forward, or we can postpone.
We can probably table until next Tuesday to be.
Until next Tuesday?
That means they have nothing to see either,
yeah.
so.
Right.
So, Mr. Chair, I'll move to table this issue until, 9:15 on
17th.
December.
Oh, sorry.
Huh?
Huh?
Go
No,
ahead.
no, so I would
You want the 17th?
at 9:15.
9:15, December 17th.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded to continue this hearing to December 17th at 9:15 a.m. Any additional discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? And the motion carries.
Your
Okay.
job is so easy. Just kidding.
Moving on to item number 11, our board reports and calendar. Commissioner Netherland, if you get us started, Commissioner Trask, and then I'll finish up.
Yeah, for the most part, I had my general stuff with our briefings and meeting with some constituents. But I actually decided quietly to take off for a few days with my wife. And I went to Vegas for a few days, and I don't usually do that. It was just me and her, and it was wonderful. And yes, there's still things that were happening. Yes, we still did the conversations, and yes, she's still okay with me that I did that during our vacation. But it was really nice to spend some time. This next week, I have MTA pre-agenda meeting. I have a meeting of the board of directors for the ARC, Olympic Regional Clean Air Authority, EDC board retreat. I'll be meeting with Ecology, EDC board meeting. Lenny Griffin, a great lady leader from the North Mason community, passed away, and we'll be having her celebration of life this weekend, in case you'll be there. Another community member, Doug Parker. I'll be attending way too many funerals up there in North Mason. It makes me sad because I've known some of these and went to school with them. It seems that they're all booking up. I've had one weekend, I had almost 5 of them, or not almost, I had 5 in one weekend. So with that, brings us back to briefing, and we do this all over again.
Very good, thank you.
Okay, so this afternoon, there's an opportunity for everyone to kind of help with a young man. He's 5 years old, and he's having some medical procedures done. So if you would like to go buy Domino's and buy a pizza, those proceeds will go to him. Tomorrow, I meet with a constituent in the morning, have the Dementia Study Group in the afternoon, and then Community Council or Community Action Council that evening. The gingerbread houses are being judged on Thursday, so go by and take a look at them. Down at Building 10, also known as the Olson Building. Turning Point meeting, and then back to work on Monday, county briefing, and also a area on aging meeting at 2.
Okay, very good, thank you. Just a couple of things from last week. One, you all pat yourselves on the back and tell everybody that you're a world record holder.
Yeah.
We've recaptured the title of Christmastown, USA, and now are proud holders of the world record for most lit trees, Christmas trees. And so we beat out another town in Ohio. I was actually trying to do the same thing, and they only had a little bit over 600 trees. I think we came close to 800. So.
797.
Good luck with that, Ohio. We got it. And so last week, also had a chance to attend the Regional Innovation Expo with our Economic Development Council. It was a great showing from folks here in Mason County, working with our regional partners on how to bring economic opportunity to Mason County. We had a couple of our local businesses that were participating and highlighted, including Ridge Motorsports Park, as well as Taylor Shellfish. And so it was great to catch up with a lot of those folks and hear about what they're working on. Also had a productive meeting with the Skokomish Watershed Action Team, which our staff presented on both the Skokomish Valley Army Corps projects that are happening. Did a wonderful job getting everybody up to speed on that, as well as water quality work being done in Hood Canal. So good updates there from our staff. And then had a meeting with folks from Olympia Master Builders. This year we've really tried to find ways to improve permitting in the county and get those wait times down for folks that are putting permits in. And so we continue to work with our partners on that. And I know that that's an effort that's going to continue into 2020 as well. Going forward, after today's meeting, I have a meeting with the Hood Canal Coordinating Council, convening their Shellfish Initiative work group. Then later this week, I also have our Housing and Behavioral Health Advisory Board. We'll be sitting down with Evan Bowder from the Mason Conservation District to talk about some funding issues that we're having with the EPA. Ahead of a meeting later this week with the EPA on their National Estuary Program funding model. Also have a regular board meeting of the Hood Canal Coordinating Council, as well as the Mason Transit Authority Policy Committee meeting. And I have a meeting with the Army Corps of Engineers to talk about the Skokomish Valley project as well. Then back on Monday. Okay, having reached the end of our agenda, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
One question first. Is there a possibility to donate without buying pizza?
Without, absolutely.
Can
Yeah.
you give me that?
Get a hold of the Martha Reed Foundation.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Mr. Chair, I move we adjourn.
Second.
Moved and seconded that we adjourn. We're adjourned. Have a good day, everybody.